I'm blessed.
Nice. How you all doing out there? You doing all right? Nice, okay. So listen, without further ado, I definitely want to get into the interview. So let's talk about the beginning. What does the beginning look like for Flex, getting started?
Well, first off, giving our glory to God for being here. Thank you for GlobeVision for putting on this wonderful event. All the other panelists that are here, sharing information. I think that's very valuable. But what for me in the beginning for me, I'm the type of person I am. I'm a doer. When you ask me what I do, I get shit done at the end of the day. So the beginning for me is that I started off doing events when I was 16. My first event I ever did, I did over 1,000 people, and it just opened my eyes. For one, creating experiences for people, and then two, I was like, wow, I just made the most money I ever made in my life. So I kept doing it. So from that aspect, I started managing at a young age when I was 18. When I was 19, I had interns by the time. And I really started diving in and working with like music artists, models. I had most of my success in management with videographers, so go ahead.
Nice. So then how do you turn, okay, I'm being successful at events, I have thousands of people coming out to my shows, let me now do an agency, let me now do flexibility, let me now do all of these different agencies. How do you turn those events into a full-on brand and business?
One, I think the biggest thing is educating yourself. So like I'm big on educating myself every day, doing research on other business models, kind of figuring out what are other agencies doing. I wanted my agency to be a little bit different than a traditional agency. And so I would say, to answer that question, really just educating myself, getting as much knowledge as possible. I'm a strong believer in surrounding yourself with other people who are smarter than you in things. And then from there, just applying myself and taking action. I think that's one of the biggest things is I just take action.
Yeah, you don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room, right?
Never.
Then you can never learn from that room.
Right.
Literally go to another room. So what are some of the goals for your brand now, your business, and your agency?
I think one of the biggest things is I'm from Dallas, Texas. If y'all don't know, originally from Texas, and I've cultivated a strong community in Texas already. So I think one of the biggest things for me is like expanding to out here, LA, Atlanta, New York. That's really my goals right now. I don't want to say I got Texas sold up because it's always more that you can do.
Right.
But I built a lot of great relationships there. So I'm all about connecting the dots. And now I'm looking to really just add value to other markets, even if I'm not getting paid for it, and just, bringing my creativity, my skill sets, and value to the marketplace in like LA, Atlanta, and New York.
Yeah. What, do you have like a game plan in place already to kind of cross those different state lines?
Yeah, doing things like this, right?
I wanted you to say that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, participating when, GlobeVision reached out to me. I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. And doing things like this is obviously a platform to spread awareness about myself, what I'm doing, my brand, and then continuously to just travel, no matter what, just traveling. I love traveling. I love, meeting new people, even though sometimes I can be an introvert, but I just got to break the ice, but yeah.
I get that. No one ever believes me when I say that, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get uneasy sometimes. That's why I use like the big personality almost to shield the discomfort when you're in a room. And I think that's something, new artists can learn from too. Like you don't necessarily have to be extremely comfortable coming out to be able to do this. It's a process, right?
Right.
So here's another question though for artists listening. With you saying that you're crossing state lines and you're representing artists, what does an artist have to possess for you to be like, I want them to be a part of my agency?
I think, so things that I would like for artists to possess is, one, I feel like you gotta have some type of vision. Without a vision, then you're not going anywhere. So that may be obvious just to the crowd. So one, vision. Two, consistency. Like, you gotta be consistent, you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that I kind of dislike, but I understand at the same time by also being a creative, is that like when artists don't put out things, you know, and they're like sitting on music like for a whole year, didn't put out not one track. In this day and age, you gotta be consistent. You gotta, you know, keep content going out there in everything that you do. So I look for consistency. And then three, I would say, what's the right word for this? I would say just your ability to work with other people. Because I value other people, and, you know, letting somebody else be great at what they're doing. And then, because I hate to micromanage people. Like, that's one thing I don't like to do, is micromanage. So I would just rather you know, do your thing. We come together, we bounce off each other's ideas, and, you know, we add value. So vision, consistency, and what was the last one?
I do my thing, you do your thing. We know our lane, we come together and add value.
Exactly.
So I guess their own identity, they have to kind of know themselves.
Yeah, and then obviously good music, right? I want to.
Well, talent.
Talent. Yeah, but I mean, that's obvious though.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another thing. You are now, you know, traveling and kind of getting it out there, but I'm sure that there are like bumps along the way, right? So what are some of the biggest lessons that you learned as you continue to grow your brand and your business?
My biggest lesson of 2019 was to bet on myself more. And I feel like I bet on myself a lot, but I feel like in certain situations, you know, I was kind of betting on somebody else falling through. So, but in that, sometimes when you do that, time can like fly by. You know what I'm saying? So, but what was the question again? No, I'm sorry.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned as you continue to grow?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that have been like difficulties?
Okay.
Something that you've grown from, or like next time I'm gonna do it this way, next time I'm gonna go about it that way.
Right. All right. So I would say building a team. Like it's a very, people ask me all the time, like, how do you got this like team? How do you have this team? And it changes, you know, because people change and personalities are different, and you got to know how to work with different personalities, and, you know, try to make sure that you're adding value to people, and it's mutual beneficial. So that's definitely been a challenge for sure. And, you know, sometimes people are just there because they see the shiny stuff, right? But then when you actually like, all right, we're working, you know, it's kind of like people kind of just veer away. So definitely like, you know, understanding people more, which is super important when building a team. So like, I'm like big on psychology and things like that, and studying the self, because I feel like if you study yourself, you'll find out a lot about yourself that are common within other people. So that's one lesson for sure. Another lesson is just, you know, study like discipline. Like, discipline isn't a bad thing. It's actually a great thing. And I think when you discipline yourself, you know, it's like suffer the pain of discipline now to get the fruit of everything that you want later. You know what I'm saying? So being disciplined is like, that's hard, you know, like, you know, one thing for me, I'm gonna just be fully transparent. You know, I've been detoxing from like marijuana, right? And I was going about a couple months strong, and I came out here and I'm like, oh my God, as soon as I touched down, it just hit me, you know? And it's just like, man.
They have dispensaries on like every third corner, like 1, 2, 3 dispensaries.
Right.
So, but you still been staying strong?
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Last night was one of those nights. But like, you know, I be chilling, like, as long as I don't do it during the daytime, because like, if I did it during the daytime, I would not be up here talking to you guys, and I would probably be socially awkward. So But yeah, but again, no discipline. Like we fight with that all the time, and like sometimes like we all have self doubts, and we all have anxiety about different things. So I think educating yourself on the mind is super important. Like that's a lesson. Like being self-aware of your mind and how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think when you do things like that, you know, you can just become a better person, and it can, you know, help your career become better as well.
Thanks. So let me ask you this, because you were here in the audience during the panel, right? We know that you were going to get up here, but you were also listening. Was there anything that you took away from the music industry panel today?
Some big things that I took away from the music, I think they were like touching bases on like relationships. And he was like, I think one of the guys said like one of the things that work for him is his craft and then relationships. So what I took from that is like from his craft, he's good at what he does. So be good at what you do and like focus and become better and better and better and better. And then the second thing is relationships, because the relationships are super important. And I wouldn't have been here without having a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like with GlobeVision. So you know, that's super important. And even sometimes for me, that's like, especially when you always like busy, like I'm a CEO of all my organizations, and now I'm trying to like kind of back up from being like the head of everything. Like now I'm like, man, I'll support you type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you're so busy, it's hard to like keep in contact with everybody. So I had to like hire an assistant to make sure that I'm keeping in contact with people. Like it's crazy. So because sometimes like one relationship that, you know, you could have been building with somebody else just because you didn't follow up or something like that can go down the drain. So.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with Mic Check with Stylist me here at GlobeVision Music Industry Panel. We can't thank you enough for being a part of this. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And I don't know if you guys really know what I do or not, because I don't even think I said it, but I'm a brand and business consultant, event curator, and creative director. So I've been doing events for about 10 years now, been consulting for about 2 years, and I'm just a natural creative. I take ideas from nothing into something.
So if you were looking to grow your brand, looking to do more of whatever you're doing, or even if you want to put on an event and you're trying to figure out, you're afraid to start out on your own, this is somebody you want to get in contact with.
Absolutely.
So I know that they are all here to network, but just for our live audience, can you give me your social media and everything before we wrap it up?
My social media is Flexivelli, like Machiavelli, but Flexivelli. And that's Flex, Aveli. And I don't even think I said my name. My name is Corey Flex Artis II. We're doing this all backwards right now.
No, you had a whole introduction though before you came out.
Oh yeah, she did introduce me. That's that Cali Kuss right there. Just.
I'm like, you had a whole intro. Yeah, I got you, I promise.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, and thank you all. We're gonna meet a little bit more, then we'll get right back to the music industry.
All right.
Thank you.